Before we go any further, I would like you to press your calculator. About 23,000 Canadian dollars is what IRCC require from you to show that you can support yourself as maintenance fund for the first 1 year. And this is very important to show when applying for your study permits. So convert that to US dollars. You discover that it is more than 15,000 US dollars. And many banks would not allow you to send more than 10,000 US dollars per time. So what do? You don't want your payment to be returned or rejected or get frustrated or waste valuable time. So these and many more, I'm going to show you what to do after you have placed your GIC. And I'm going to also explain the payment instruction sheet so that the things that must show you must put so that your payment will not be returned. Welcome back to my channel. So when you place your GIC, note that when they do the conversion, it's way going to be over 10,000 US dollars. So you can do this simple strategy. Strategy number one, you can place a GIC of, let's say, 13,000 Canadian dollars, right? Which is gonna come out as less than 10,000 USD. You do the transfer for that and complete that transaction. Then you go and you place another transaction. That is one strategy. Strategy two, when creating your GIC, you should just click that I will send it in multiple payments. And once you send the first payment, you ID verify yourself and they will give you the instruction sheet to send the second payment. Option three, which most people normally do, you place the GIC for the full amount that you need, let's say 23,000 Canadian dollars. Then you take the payment instruction sheet and you send 10,000 Canadian dollars. Then they would verify you, receive your money, and they will issue you a part GIC for that particular amount that they receive. Then you click place another transaction and you would then do the balance, and they will not issue you a complete GIC letter. So let's go over to my screen as I show you practical example. The first step you want to do is to, of course, log into the CIBC GIC portal. You can always search that from Google or you check the description for the link. You click on the sign on. Now you use your registered email and password. This is your email address and the password you chose while you were creating the GIC account. If you have not created a GIC account, watch my video above to learn how to create one. So after you have logged in, you will see the different transactions that you have initiated. So I assume by this time you've already sent your payment. So, and next thing you have to do is to click place another transaction. At the top right, you will see place another transaction. You click place another transaction. Now you select how much you want to send. Okay, now this person has already paid 13,300 Canadian dollars already because she had to break the transaction. So now let's look. All right, so you select the amounts that you are sending, right? And you select the currency, US dollars. So it's going to show you how much you are sending in US dollars. Now, mind you, this person has already paid. She broke it into two, and she did the first 10,000 Canadian dollars, which was the first 10,000 US dollars, which amounted to around 13,400 Canadian dollars. So to make it 23,000, she just needs to add like 9,400 Canadian dollars. So after you click place transaction, you enter the amounts, you select, okay, you are sending US dollars, so that it will show you the currency, it will show you the rates. So you scroll down and you click on the student information, then you click on payment summary, and that is it. You agree to the terms, and you click submit, and that is it. Give you a thank you note and show you your GIC number. So let me show you the next thing that you will do. Now that you know how to place another transaction on the GIC, so let me quickly explain the instruction sheet for you. So for the instruction sheet, when you download it from your portal, this is how it's going to look like. It's going to come with different parameters. Just print it and take it to your bank, or show them at your bank. They would use the information. You see this F59 beneficiary, it begins with a number, then your name, and it contains address. That number, because if they ask you where is the IBAN, that number, that long digit that is there, that is your IBAN. That is your IBAN number. They must use it, because that is the number that they can use to they will use to send it, and it will hit your account in Canada. Now, once you take it to them, they are going to use Swift payment. So it's virtually the same no matter the bank. So line F70, where you have details. So ensure you write your GIC name number. You must include your GIC number as reference for the payment. You can include your name and your passport number, but ensure that this your GIC number is the first thing that they impute. So that is basically how to use that is basically how to understand the payment instruction sheet and use it. Once you take it to your bank and there's any error on it, especially if you don't put the IBAN, your money will be returned. And once your money is returned, the fees that you paid is not refundable, but your bulk capital money that you paid will be returned, but any fees will not be returned. So to avoid time back and front, make sure you do the right thing. Then lastly, ensure you upload your international passport and your school admission letter. Very important. If you are having any difficulty or anything at all that is making you there is any delay, mail the CIBC bank, mail them, and they will resolve it. You understand? The possible reason why your GIC can delay is maybe your international passport or your letter of acceptance, they don't have it, or you uploaded it. But even as much as you upload it, also mail them. All right, thank you for watching this video. I believe you must have found value. See, don't just get confused. Help someone out of confusion by sending this video to them to show them the right steps and the right thing to do. Please share this video, like this video, and drop your comments. Also, let me know if you want to know more about the bank and the kind of accounts that you should use when sending this money. So drop it in the comments, section, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, thank you for sharing. See you later.